Hello, today's topic is information data terminology standards and vocabularies. Information data are concepts which are very well known, but not precisely defined. This means that there is no definitions which everybody knows about information and data. Definition of information, somebody counted it even 20 years ago and found out that there was more than 700 definitions about information alone. I don't know about how many definitions today there is about information. Also, there are several definitions of data. This means that it is difficult to say what is information and what is data. There is very general understanding that information is meaningful data. But what is data? Of course, in Latin there is a singular word also about the data, which is datum. Datum basically is a fact. But if we use the word data, we don't think about it as a fact. We use it as a personal data, data about nature, some kind of environmental data, or any kind of data, physical data, and so on. Term information has at least two very wide branches of meanings. First of all is information which is different from noise. And this is a general understanding which was established by Shannon and his mathematical theory of communication, which is information is different from noise. But what is semantically information? What information means? Shannon says nothing about it. It doesn't matter for him. Some years later, two other philosophers, Bar Hillel and Rudolf Carnap, wrote short article. It was in 1958, by my mind, about the semantic meaning of information. And from this time, the semantics, what information means, and all the meaning, all the knowledge which is in information, has been another wide branch of understanding of information and data. I'm not covering here sort of the informational technological branch of the information, but more will cover the sort of the meaning of information, how it is understood and analyzed in information science. In information science, meaning, or the semantical aspect of the information, is very important. And of course, if we look on the historical point of view on the information, there is a very short history of the information which is so-called technological or mathematical understanding of information. Information as a word has Latin roots, has many words. It comes from etymologically from two words, in and form. In, form, form. Form and content and form, they are very common words. In form, the meaning is something which has been formed somehow. And if we remember that datum is fact, we may say that information and data is something which deals with facts in the one hand and formed facts in another hand. But what means formed, informed? Where? Informed where? Where is information? Is it in our head? Is it somewhere in the nature? Is it written form? Or what kind of form? In information science, American information scientist Michael Buckland wrote in 1991 in his book about information science that it is good to divide information into three aspects. Two of them are old and one is not so old, and this kind of freehold analysis or division of information is quite common and quite useful to think all the time about information and data in these three categories. These are information as process. Information as process. One is informed. One is informed. This means that somehow I have been taught, or somebody telling me something, or I will look on the TV or something else. Another part is information as knowledge. This means I know something. I know something, information is knowledge. And third is information as thing. Information as thing. This concept of information as thing is rather new. The second one, information as educational concept, information as knowledge. I know, I've been informed, I have knowledge about information, is the widest and perhaps the oldest one. Even 250 years ago, there was a definition of information which is intelligence given. Intelligence given. In the Ben Jonson's English dictionary from 1755. Intelligence given. Today, we may say it's knowledge communicated. Intelligence given, knowledge communicated. It's basically the same things, but the terms are different. The terms are different. All the process of informing is educational process. And this is the widest understanding. Technological understanding is newer, and even when we knew very much about things, we didn't thought about information as thing. Information as thing. Something which has been, let's say, recorded, as we're recording now. The result is record. Very new word. Information as thing is basically document. Data and document. Data is physical. Even if we think about digital data, it is physical. I will not go to the concept in details here at the current moment, but let's say it is somehow this information is captured on the into the material form. And even some 8 years ago, many used this kind of definition, that information is something which is, or let's say document is information in material form. It's a more precise definition of how document is defined through the information. Information as thing has been changed, but still it doesn't disappear. It is a very common misunderstanding that digital information is not a thing. It's not a thing at all. It is a thing because it's recorded, first of all, and another thing is because you can use this information as the root of the document. In this course, we will cover many aspects of document and record. The concept of information is very central to the document management, records management, and even information management. If we look on the semantic side of the thing, what's the meaning of the information? We need to look on the information as a source. Information as a source. As a source. In German they use the word Quelle. In Russian, they use the word источник, and in many languages, the word source is used as a metaphor about where we get information. The definition of which Buckland has put forward, this threefold definition, is not the only one, and not the generally accepted definition. There are scholars who try to find out so-called general definition of information. I'm not very big fan of it, but let's just say that this is one branch, and very famous author Luciano Floridi from Oxford University wrote a short and very good book about the introduction to the information, and he generally taking from the starting point this general definition of information. By my mind, it is better not to find a very short or even wider definition of information, but more look on this analytical way how I did it. Of course, there are many definitions, and from the end I will just give one, which is from the famous zoologist Bateson, who says short and perhaps the best short definition ever about information. Information is difference which makes difference. Of course, if you take this kind of definition, this means that you need to explain what this definition means, and explanation of this precise sentence take another 3 pages, and therefore, by my mind, there is no very strong need to lay on this kind of definitions. In the next topic, I will cover standards and vocabularies about the information and information technology and data.